ask my teacher a few more things. I learned how to zoom in, zoom out, make things louder, put new things in there, like to change something, put something out, put something in, send stuff. What are you done for the day? Can I play Sonic on the phone?
Let's see if this works. If you guys can get at me in the chats if you can hear me. We are in the world of Driverz development right now. So this is the homepage for the YouTube channel where you're watching this video at right now. We're going to go ahead and take this link, Control C it, and we won't worry about that right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we got to get our code up. So what we want to do there is just use PowerShell. So PowerShell is everything you need in the world. Can I help you, young lady? Alright, so in PowerShell, what you want to do is first thing is you want to go to your root directory of the project that you're working on. So we want to get out of the C drive and go to the D drive, and then you're just going to type and then press tab, and it's going to take you to where you need to go. So you type the first couple letters, press tab, and you're good to go. We're going to go to our driver's world directory. And I know I'm going to go right into coding something. So I'm just going to go src. I'm going to take it to the pages. And we're going to go to the racing sim page. Yeah, right there. Oh. So when you make a mistake, you go up. And press the up arrow, fix your error, and then go from there. And so then you want to open Visual Studio. You just press code, and then you can really just press tab after this, and it's going to show you everything that you need. So we need this one. You just press enter, and it opens for you. You just go back to PowerShell because you're also going to need this one. The mustachios. Mustachios. I love these guys. Alright, let's go and get into somewhere. So we'll just go to drivers. And I don't know if you guys seen this channel over here. Whoa, it's a big announcement. Alright. I'm just gonna let them know. Alright, so we throw that up in there. This is our live stream right here. We'll go ahead and restart it. Let's see if anybody's watching even. So one person's watching. Alright, so then you can see what we're doing on Discord. So we'll just go ahead and close that right there. Alright, so we throw that up in there. This is our live stream right here. We'll go ahead and restart. Alright, we're good to go. So let's go ahead and hop into our Visual Studio. And when you're doing CSS and HTML code, you sometimes I just find it helpful to go in and do 2 columns. And so you'll have your CSS on the right, and you'll have your HTML on the left. And you can just tell it's HTML mainly because of the divs and the way they bracket their sections. So here we have H1 section, and what we'll do is we'll say, how do we want to edit this text right here? Well, we're going to have to go through the classes and then call the H1, and then we could do whatever we want to it. So let's just go ahead and hop into some CSS right away, because it's so much CSS. So what we could do is we could just say container. You don't have to, but you can. And then we can go to the text center over here, and then we'll just call H1. And then you're going to curly bracket it, throw it open. It's alright. Oh, I need you guys to go to bed. Ariel and Vincent. You got 18 more minutes. Alright, so we called H1 there. And then what we just do is we're going to go color. And I like this white. F0, F0, F0. So we're going to do that. Then we'll go over here and we'll make our font size to be like 42 pixels. And then we have used over here this font, and this is how you bring in a font into CSS. I'm not going to go over how you do that right now, because what we do in a practical environment is we're just going to have templates ready to go. So you don't want to be sitting here writing all this out all day, because then you'll be going absolutely mad. So what you do is you go to one of your templates, and it's basically just a finished page. So go to my favorite page, is the Mint page, Car Club Mint right here. Oh, big no-no. I keep opening up directories. I don't want to do that. So we're just going to go to Car Club Mint, and then we're going to go to Mint. Just see what's in here. Car Club Mint page.css. That's probably our winner right there. And we'll take for an H1 a Poppins bold. So we gotta give all the credit to Sushi for these texts. Definitely dude comes through big time with the styling and formatting. So we give a big shout out to him for that. So he's gonna get this Poppins bold. Bye. Oh yeah. Alright, so then we go over here to font family. It's gonna look like this. We're gonna do Poppins bold. Okay, and that should call that. And then what I don't like about this really is that it's an H1, but it's outside of an object. Basically creating its own object as an H1 right here by giving all these class names. It's easier to go through if I create an actual, here it says container, but we could turn this into, let's say, this is the outermost div. So I could turn this into like Driverz page like this. And then I can come down here and just make my own div like this. Let me just call it class name. And then call it something descriptive like heading row. Okay, and then we close our div, and then control exit, and then you close your div down here, control V, then go ahead and take whatever the heck this is, get rid of it, H1, and then next to your caret, press delete, and bring it over, like this, and then we control X this, control V it up top, take this, tab over, come down, delete. Delete, 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 like this. Okay, so now we have our heading row on our Driverz page, and it's a little bit easier to digest and understand. And then you come over here.
Dad, Ollie's feet are so muddy, she's walking all over the place.
Yeah, then we gotta clean it up. There's no reason to sit over here complaining about all this stuff. You need to get ready for bed. If you're mad about it, then you clean it up. Otherwise, just leave it alone and she'll clean it up or I'll clean it up, alright? Thank you. Alright. Here we do Driverz page. And then our heading row. Now we could do a couple different things with the heading row, but right now we're just getting to our H1. And you'll notice that it's a property because you don't have a point in front of it. And all these, you have to call your class names with your dots in front. So we do that, boom, boom, boom. And that'll be that. And that'll be the top of our page.
Daddy.
Yes, okay. All right. Yeah, but don't get dirty again, alright?
Yeah.
Wash your feet a little bit better, girl. You're still muddy.
Because this water is muddy and the bucket is muddy.
Alright, so we did that. And then basically we're just going to control S it. And then we're going to control S there. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's some hot alpha right there. You see here first, but that's way too hot. So that's got to go. So we're just going through here, doing the I'm going to take a quick break.
The break starts now. Well, my dad is, of course, the one who made this video. The best video. I love his videos always. It's always great. So sorry I have to go again. Bye. I have to play him again.
Alright. So we're back in it. We developed that. Then we just have here intro text. But what we could do is have an H1. This should be centered, but we haven't done anything for the actual heading row itself. So there's two ways to do it. You can do like a absolute path like we did before, or you can just do a relative path. And here we'll call it heading row. All right, and then we're just going to define the properties of the heading row. We're going to say that the width is 100% of the page. And then we're also going to have to define this driver's page so that we can make it a grid. So you want to take the uppermost one, maybe put it here, and go driver's page. And then we're going to go display and call it a grid. And then display, let's say grid, template rows. And then we're going to go 1FR. So that's going to be our first row, the heading row. And then we're going to go 1FR. That's going to be our row right here with all the text in it. And then we're going to have another row, which is going to be our form, but that's going to have multiple sub rows. So we'll get more into that when we go there. But how you could do that here, we have the form starts there. Right. And so the form is going to be the outermost div. Freaking dogs. So the form is going to be the outermost div. We'll call it form settings. Okay. That's fine though. We'll call this the first row. Alright, so basically we did a bunch of stuff and we saved a bunch of things, and now we got to say, okay, let's go ahead and see what this looks like on the interweb. But we're going to look in advance. So in order to get there, you go to your root directory, like this, and then you're going to go npm start. Now this is way there. If you don't have npm start set up on your machine, then you're going to be sitting there for a while. So there's a way to look on the internet and see, okay, how do I configure my npm start? We can go over a couple things real quick. Where's your backpack? Is it in the hallway? So sometimes we just run as administrator just for fun. And this is going to be our most powerful PowerShell. And then we're going to go through our thing again. RMT Books. So RMT Books is the parent company that manages all the code publications, and they have the honor of being able to supply drivers with code and text and things like that. So that's where we get here, and that kind of describes our process on how we did the file system naming for there. And we get into drivers, and then we get into the website, and then we go to the React, which is the application, and then this name of our application, Driverz World, and that's exactly where we're going to go. And that's where we were, and that's where you're going to start npm start, because that's your root directory. So what's it looking at when you do npm start? Mainly your source, but it's going to replicate what's in your build folder. Okay. Package.json, packagelock.json. Those are your configuration files for npm start, pretty much. I'm not going to go there because there could be sensitive information on there, and I don't want to start messing with that stuff. But your build is going to be your website folder. So this is the thing that's going to be displaying. So you can go ls, and then we can go over to build like this, and then it's going to display what's in the build folder. It's a lot of JPEGs, MP4s that are static. Inside the static is going to be a lot of the stuff. Also the manifest JSON. So when you're going through you're uploading your website to, like, say, a FileZilla file transfer protocol, FTP or SFTP, then this is going to be the files and folders that you take over, manifest JSON. And you also want to add an HT access so that when you refresh your pages, that it includes, like, every time you refresh your page, and the HT access is going to be some code that will allow you to refresh the page. Otherwise you're going to get an error 404 client, or some weird error, and that'll be because of this HT access. So I told you, static, boom, boom, boom. All right, so it looks like if we get over to our npm start command, it's still running, so it's still getting up there. Let's check in the chat what's going on over here. Do whatever you want to it. So let's just go ahead and hop into some CSS right away, because it's so much CSS. So it's still getting up there. Let's check in the chat what's going on over here. Do whatever you want to it. So let's just go ahead and hop into some CSS right away, because it's so much CSS. Alright, let's see. We'll go back over here to our npm start. It's still loading up. It's taking forever. So
Want some lights?
No, it's alright. What we're going to do, we're going to hop out of all this stuff. This is the driver's website right here.
Yeah, mud is, and it's still not dry. Has to dry until we got a nice floor. Macht Spaß.
Alright, so we're on Driver's World right here. And this is the thing we were editing in the CSS, HTML. And this is the background done by Sushi. So all this is the artwork and formatting is all Sushi. And this is his style right here with this capital R. So we can go through the page real quick. The garage. Sushi destroys this background. Yeah, nice audio. And then here we have the same kind of setup we did before, except we have the image up top. Right, so let's just sign in. The garage is a great place to be on the Driverz.world website. We'll go ahead and go through here. So this code is going to change, so you can see it right now. Hold on. And the code is officially gone. So your hacking time is up. Okay. Cool. So we're logged in. Are we logged in?
Hey Dad, how's this look?
There's still bread left for tomorrow. Looks good. What's taking so long? This is taking forever. Everything's taking forever. That's why you should not live stream anything, because everything goes forever slow. Alright, anyways. This should work some point. Here are the transactions for the drivers team, so different things that we can do, and this is all through Dapper. So we'll go here to Driverz.world. Let's see if we can get it to load. Denied. Boom. Alright, so now we're in with this is the development account from Driverz, and I don't think they have anything in the garage. Ooh, nothing. So I don't like signing in with that one. Come on. Come on. Beautiful. So this is the address right here. So we got a couple things going on here. Basically, you got your Genesis, which are absolutely dope. Best way to get Genesis right now is a pit crew pack on the mint page. Then we have these tires right here. Tires. Car club it is. Then they have the rare car clubs. And then when you click on the back, see profile, it kind of gives you all your data on the tires. Something like that. And then when you first get a car club sent over to your wallet, like if you get a car club pack, the toolbox bundle, it's 4 car clubs. Then you can press reveal, and then it will show up after that. So you can tell it's a rare by the number 5361, 5181, and really anything less than 5,000 should be This is a rare. Let's see, this is a rare too. Rotating. This is still a rare. This is a common. 2151 and 353. Also common. All right.
Good, Daddy. Now look.
Those are some exclusive stuff. Let's go to the mint page real quick. Yes, Ariel.
Right.
Very nice. You need to go lay down. It's already past 10. So we're on the mint page.
The mint page.
And you can initialize your car club here.
Here comes like there. And Daddy, he's the best.
Perfect. Just do that. Here's the packs right here. The starter pack, pit crew pack, the toolbox bundle. This has 4 car clubs. This has 4 of the drivers, the Genesis set. And this is the starter pack, which has 2 Genesis and 1 car club. So you're going to have to initialize though. And we'll say your account is already initialized. And then if you want to initialize your Genesis setup, you go to the toolbox and initialize Genesis collection. You just click over here and it's going to take you to Gaia. Alright, this is taking forever, so we're going to Control C. Yes. And do it again, npm start. Here we go. Alright, so we went over all that stuff on the website. Let's just go back into this. We have the form here. Form. Then we're going to have each form group. And we'll see that with the form groups, there's going to be form rows and then form labels. I'm not 100% sure that I need this div right here, except that I want to say, okay, this is a row, but I can also establish the label different from when I go to this form row. Now I have a control and I want to edit that individually, and then I'm going to have this form text. So I'm going to edit this individually and I can. And I think we already have all this stuff up. Yep. Form row. So I want to do grid template rows here, and we'll call it 1FR, 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 and that'll be for each of the actual containers holding these things. Okay, so we have that, we'll control S that. And where is all this at? It's over here. So here we're on the local server, which means these are updates that you won't see on the actual website, but when an update rolls out, it's going to be there. So we're going to go to the racing page.
Yes, we are.
Which is available now. And you see here, we have this, and this is not the JS we've been looking at. This is where the JS is. Okay, so right now it's like the ugliest thing ever. And we see here we have racing simulation entry form, and we have the actual text, and these are both in rows underneath each other. And then here's the first thing of our form, and it is also basically 1, 2, 3 rows, and this is the start of going to be 4 rows. So each one row is going to contain 3 rows. So the first thing we can do is we can just make edits on the fly, and you just do that in your CSS. So you're going to bring this down. Move our intro text. Now we will go to our intro text. We want to go to heading row, which is right here. Click that. Flex. So then we're going to flex display in here and justify items center. And where do we get that from? It's going to be our text align center. Is that what we did? Yeah. Let's try this first. So we do that. And so every time you save a file, the NPM start's going to go back through and recompile what you're building. It might take a second for it to get back to you right here. Or maybe your code just doesn't work, which is usually the case on my end. There we go. Okay. And then it looks like it's a little heavy on the top. So we're going to go padding top and usually just choose a prime number. So 11%. We'll save that. And then now we have a little space, but it's too much space. 5. Okay, and then we go to intro text. Padding left is what you want for text. I'm going to call that 3. We're going to call that 7%. And then we're going to do a padding right. 7%. So now we have something more like this. And what would you say? This is a lot of text to read through. But that's not my job to worry about. So here you can sign up for Driverz Racing League and Driverz Turbo simulations. And yeah, so that's what you can do with this form, and it's going to be live as soon as we get it done. So we see already what's going on here. We have a whole bunch of stuff, and it's got to get fixed up. And you can't even see the text for these ones unless you highlight it. But we already have our template for the form right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to HTML CSS, which is basically web development in a nutshell. So this is what you're doing is you're seeing the changes you want to be made on your site, and then you convert those changes into HTML and CSS, and then you can go ahead and edit all this. Yeah. So this is a paragraph. Ugh. Okay, but here's the form. Okay, and here's our first form group. And you see here we have our class form group. Okay. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a padding bottom. Give it a little space, and we'll just say 3%. Control S that. And then this form group. It's going to be form group 2, and it's going to be a little bit different because it only has a label and a control type. So we want to treat it a little bit differently, but it's not going to be too crazy. So we'll go over here under our form. We'll create a new thing for CSS. Form group 2, like this, and then we'll do display. We're just going to make another grid with rows. I don't know about this grid gap. I don't like this grid gap too much here. Let's do 4 pixels. Yeah, so you want to be able to see where your settings are while you're doing them. So you kind of like keep them, the formatting of your website in your head while you're doing this. Great gap, 4 pixels. And there are people that can do this way better than me, by the way. So mad respect to those people who can just sit here and fly through it. Okay, and then also we want our padding. Need the bottom too. We want that to be 3%. Alright. So we have that. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and put our labels in rows, because we already have our form rows defined as far as what we want them to look like. So we can go through here, and I will just put I know it's a little bit exaggerated, but still, that's what we're going to do. Boom, like this, and then over here, we're going to get boom, like this, and then we'll take it up here, and then shift tab to go back, and then we'll just create a div, and we'll call it form row. Form row. This is annoying. There's gotta be an easier way to do this, but we're gonna do this so we can just kind of see what's going on here. Control V, and then still too far out. Should turn that over, and then leave it. Let's do form. What is this called? Label. We're going to use the same class name for this one so that we keep our settings the same for the container that controls the form label. Okay. basically where do we want this label to be at. Okay, and it's asking for Discord plus hashtag ID. Alright, cool. Form label. I think I defined it right here. Form label text white. Okay, and that's connected again with the text that we uploaded over here, and the text was of course chosen by Sushi. So we can do that, div form label. Okay, and then we're gonna get up in here again. Yes, this is how we do it. Boom. And form control. This is also ugly. Placeholder. Value. On change. Boom. Yeah, so this is kind of what we're doing here. Control X, no, yeah, Control X, Control V, creating divs, creating containers so that we can manage our content individually and separate from other pieces of content, or we can have like something like a form row that's going to span over all the different rows created on the website. Okay, so we're going to have here form control. Oh, what I would love to do here. What do we need here? No, thank you. No, first we need to focus on finishing this.
The tiger?
No, it's okay, really. Control X. Alright, so now we got this one set up. Should be good to go. Control S it.
Are you allowed to close?
Look, there we go. Can you turn that down?
According to tradition, we hang the bed sheets outside so the villagers can see the consummated. I don't think that's appropriate considering where we're starting our home. I suppose you're right. Although, when you think about it, Lego is the perfect metaphor for marital problems. Two pieces that interlock with a satisfying snap.
Alright, so we're getting there. Now we have the Discord one set up. And we can go through and do the same thing for, what's it going to be now? The Twitter one. So I'm just going to clear 2 things of space here. And then 4 things of space here. 4. And then take this over like this. Take that over like that. Take this. Take this. Take this over like this. Boom. And then we're going to need 1, 2 like this. And we'll just go ahead and grab these right here. Control C. Control V.
Leave this there. There's the key. Then for the bike thing. Well,
Like this. And then we're going to take it in like this. That was way too many enters, huh? She does have to go to bed. Vince, don't worry about all that stuff. I'll be right back there. Vince, go to bed. Let's see here. Control C this. We'll Control V this like that. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so we're good to go. So it's the same thing, form control, form label, boom, boom. So we're just going to add that encasing around it so we can get this. And then we're going to Control S it. And all of our updates are already made over here. So we can do that. And then we go back to the live page. Give it a couple seconds. And back. Okay. And then the next thing is the same thing again. So we go over here, same thing again. Clear Instagram. You only need 1, right? So there's that one. What happened here? There's no space between them. So are these form groups? this. Because this has our padding in the bottom. Let me get that. We're good to go. Alrighty. We got that up. That should fix our spacing issues. Let's hope. There we go. So we got our spacing set up. Our form is looking good. There's a lot of space, but we're okay. Next thing is right here. We just basically have text and it's kind of odd whack here. So for the website, we want to have basically each thing in its own container. Like these two things could be part of one container, but I have them right now separated as two. And this is in its own container, and that's also going to contain this checkbox right here. And then this DRL is going to be something else. Okay, so let's just take this one thing at a time and get into this checkbox. Alright, how are we going to do that? Right here. It's so funny how they said this. Okay, so I'll kind of take a look at it. Take a quick break here and see what's going on here. And then here we have the same kind of setup we did before, except we have the image up top, right? So let's just sign in. The garage is a great place to be on the Driverz.world website. We'll go ahead and go through here. So this code is going to change, so you can see it right now. Garage is a great place to be on the Driverz.world. Yeah, because it's still cloudy. Alright, no, bro. You need to go to bed. I already told you that. Good night. Alright, so let's finish this last one. We got this form group right here, and we're going to call this one form group. I'm going to call it 1, because there's only going to be one row in it. I know I'm getting a little specific here, but this way we can just keep everything managed, and in case it comes up again, we have it set up ready to go. So these are really specific scenarios, but we got to handle each one. Otherwise, things just start looking really weird. Okay. And here, our form check. And type. Checked. Label. here we close out our thing. Alright, so we have this. And then we can tab that over. Okay, and then we want to take our form row. Control C it. Control V it. And it's going to go in one time like this. Everything here. And then down here we're going to go over and close the div like this. Alright. And then for our form group 1, it's going to be display. It's going to be grid. And then of course it's going to be one thing, so we're just going to go grid template rows. And we're going to go 1FR. And it like just automatically spaces it. Padding on the bottom. I don't know if we'll need that yet. Sure, whatever. No. Let's leave it out. Okay. We already have our form row already defined. How are we accessing our form row? We're going like this. Boom. Okay. And then what we're going to do is how do we find the text? Form label, text white is going to be our template. And let's look at this form. How do we have the form set up? Form settings. That's good to know, just in case we need it. That should be good though. Problem here is we have text white, we have form group 1. And what I'm thinking about doing is creating this, Control C, and then Control Ving this, and then I might not even need this one. So how do you do this? You go something like this, and then you just go like this, close it out. So we'll just see. I don't think I need that. Alright. So what it's doing here though is too far over. You can see for the form settings, here this is going to be at the bottom of the forms container. So what I would do is I would create for the form settings by padding between the form itself, the entirety of the form, and this DRL, which is going to be our next thing that we're getting into. Oh, beautiful. So we have text white and we can start to see everything. Alright, cool. Now what we're going to do is move this over, this checkbox. And that will be right here. So we're going to comma this. Okay. Comma this. We're going to go over here. We're going to go here. We're going to go down one. We're going to create a div. We're going to call it class name. Come on, computer. Where you at? We're going to call this form check. When I close this out, it's going to create a new thing. So I need to Control X this. Control X. Come down here. Control V. Then we're just going to bring it over one back, Shift Tab, and you have that done. And then we come over here and go down. We do our form. Check. Alright. That's how we do that. We're going to control S that. Alright, so we got that. We come over here and boom, it's all lined up. Okay. So now we have our simulation entry form looking much better, much cleaner. And now we want to create a little space between our form itself right here and this DRL. And we want to definitely create some space right there and then change the settings on this. Before I get into all that, I'm going to get some coffee. So I'm going to turn this live stream off.